As the suspense with respect to India-US trade deal continues, along with not so encouraging Q1 numbers from the key players of the industry failed to lift the market sentiment in the last week. The silver lining, however, was 6-year low retail inflation number, which was for the month of June was 2.1%. That raises the hope of rate cut by RBI. Now let's try to understand what are the factors that's going to govern the market, impact the market in the week ahead. Welcome to another edition of Events That Shape the Market, Sectors and the Stocks. I am Neeraj, your host for the show. Now let's take a quick look on the market that's gone by. Now the last week was, we saw the market drifting down slowly. In fact, Nifty fell by 0.72%. Bank Nifty fell by 0.83%. Now on the broader market, we have seen the mid-cap Nifty, they have gone up by 0.99%. And the small cap Nifty gone up by 1.42%. Now what added to the woes of the bank Nifty was not so encouraging result from the Axis Bank. Now the value deterioration in the private sector bank led to or accelerated the fall of the bank Nifty. Now on the other hand, surprisingly, the PSU bank Nifty has gone up because of good results, encouraging results from Indian Overseas Bank, South Indian Bank and Bank of Maharashtra. Now when you talk about sectors, we saw FMCG, we saw pharma, we saw media. They are doing pretty well in the week that's gone by. Now let's try to understand what are the factors that's going to impact the market in the coming week. Now as usual, the number one factor is the US-India trade deal. So what we have seen is US again declaring 30% tariff on Mexico and European Union, which is over and above or separate from the sectorial tariff which is going to be effective from 1st of August. Now there's another warning issued by Trump administration to Russia to stop the war within next 50 days and also threatened that China and Russia to impose 100% tariff if India and China fail to stop the war through Putin. So this continues to be a cause of worry. But at the same time, hectic, non-stop, relentless negotiation going on between India and China. So that might come up in the week ahead. So that's the first point. The second important factor that's going to impact the market in the week ahead is going to be quarterly numbers. Now some of the top companies like Ultratech, Eternal, Infosys, Bajaj Finserv, Cipla, they're going to declare their Q1 numbers. In fact, there are some more companies are also going to declare their numbers, Q1 numbers in the next week. Now, one of the big factor was the Reliance Q1 numbers that was declared on the Friday evening after the markets have closed. The numbers are very good. The net profit grew by 76% to 30,783 crores. In fact, big chunk of that profit came from sale of Asian Paint shares, which is around 8,927 crores. Now, even if you remove that part, recurring profit still grew by 25%. That is very, very encouraging. That is basically because of good performance by the customer-centric businesses. Now, another two companies, one is ITC Hotel and Wipro, they declared their result in the last week. They were pretty good, encouraging. So they might see some kind of positive momentum in the hotel sectors. Technically speaking, Nifty is still continuing its upward journey. The trend is up with consistent higher highs and higher low. Now in the recent correction in last 3 weeks, we saw the market coming to a support zone of around 24,750 to 24,850, which is a major support level. We can expect some kind of bounce back from this level. The immediate resistance for the Nifty is going to be around 25,200 to 25,300. Now, if Nifty breaks below 24,750, we might see Nifty drifting down to 24,300 to 24,400. Now, in that case, we can see a prolonged sideways movement in the Nifty in the range of 24,400 on the lower side and 25,600 on the upper side. Now, when we talk about the stock of the week is Tata Steel. The stock is moving in a fantastic upward trend for quite some time. Now, of late, we have seen some kind of a correction and we saw a breakout from a flag pattern. Now, the stock took a support from an upward trend line. Now, bullish engulfing pattern that formed from the upward trend line gives a clue of positive upward momentum in the weeks to come. At current price of 162, it's a good buy. We can put the stop loss at around 155 rupees with a target of around 180 rupees. That's all for today. So watch out for more the factors that's going to impact the market. Be cautious. We might see a sudden change of sentiment in the week ahead. So if you want to know more about what are the factors that are going to impact the market, please subscribe our video, give that like button. Thank you so much.
Investments in the securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.